Hey, Frank. You asked Chuck a question on the podcast about selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and he asked me to make a few comments about downregulation. Here was your question.
My question with the SSRI is you have the presynapse and the postsynapse, right? The serotonin comes out, binds to the receptor, okay. And then it produces the serotonin effect, which is improved mood. Okay. So now, the SSRI in between the pre and postsynaptic cliff just leaves that serotonin in there, prevents the reuptake back into the preemptive cliff. So it just sits there. Now tell me why there's no downregulation of the receptor site postsynapse.
So, while it's true that not all serotonin receptor subtypes at the postsynaptic site undergo downregulation, some do, particularly 5-HT2 receptors, contributing to the therapeutic effects of SSRIs. The statement that there's no downregulation of the receptor site postsynapse oversimplifies a complex biological response where receptor downregulation is indeed part of the picture, but varies by receptor type and individual response. Okay, let's break this down into simpler terms. When you take SSRIs, which stands for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, they work by increasing the amount of serotonin in your brain. Serotonin is like a messenger that helps control mood, sleep, and other functions. Here's why there isn't a simple downregulation, which means reducing the number or sensitivity of receptors, at the receptor site after the synapse, the gap between nerve cells where the message gets passed. Serotonin receptors are like different locks. Your brain has many types of serotonin locks or receptors, each with different jobs. When you have more serotonin floating around because of SSRIs, not all these locks react the same way. Some might get less sensitive, downregulate, but others might not change much or could even become more sensitive. Different brain areas, different rules. Your brain isn't just one big space, it's divided into areas with different functions. Some areas might reduce the number of receptors, while in others, the receptors might stay the same or change in different ways. It takes time. The body's reaction to SSRIs doesn't happen overnight. It can take weeks or months for these changes to happen. So, while you might see some receptors becoming less responsive over time, others might not change because they adapt in other ways or because they're not exposed to the same level of serotonin. Not just about numbers. Downregulation isn't just about having fewer receptors, it's about how the whole system adjusts. Some receptors might change how they work or connect with other parts of the brain, rather than just decreasing in number. Personal differences. Everyone's brain is a bit different. So, while one person might see a change in receptor sensitivity, another might not because of genetics or other factors. In short, the receptors in your brain don't all react the same way when you're on SSRIs. Some might reduce in number or sensitivity, downregulation, but it's not a uniform response across all serotonin receptors in the brain. This variability is why we don't talk about no downregulation, but rather a complex, nuanced adjustment to having more serotonin around. Give Chuck a text or call for more information. Oh, hey there! We're happy to see that you're interested in our product. Let me tell you more about it.